guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for another wedding weekend video, and in this video I'm just going to sit down and share with you all what we have accomplished throughout the past few months. I think the last time I did an update we had just picked out the wedding dress, or I guess I should say I picked out my wedding dress. I had help from my family members obviously, but we've gotten a lot accomplished within the past few months, and I just thought it would be helpful for me to sit down and share with you guys things that I've learned throughout the way, and also share with you some of the vendors and the people that I'm using for my wedding in case you guys might have an interest in those same people as well if you do live in the Tennessee area. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go through. I've got my planner right here to talk on points and everything that we have gotten done. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we did months ago, it was probably a couple weeks after we got engaged, was of course set the date, because our photographers book up sometimes over a year in advance, and we really wanted to secure them for our wedding. And I knew that I wanted to have maybe an April or May wedding, so I was thinking May might be a little bit more safe as far as rain goes, but of course you never really know. So we decided on May 20th for our wedding date, May 20th, 2017, because our photographers had already booked a date in May, so they only had 3 weekends left, and we just chose the 20th because I'm not really sure, it just seemed like a good day. Shortly after that, you guys remember I did go dress hunting, and I went to 2 different places and ended up finding my dress within less than a month, you know, of actually looking for a dress, and I'm just so pleased with it. I honestly have never seen a dress like this, and it's still true to the style I was wanting. It's very classic, and it's very interesting. There's an interesting part that you guys will see obviously when the day rolls around and pictures, you know, are being posted. There's a very interesting part about it that I really love as well, but it is Pronovius. In case you missed, you know, where I talked about finding it, I did find a Pronovius gown that I love, and without giving away too many details, I could go on and on about it honestly, but just to give you guys a little, you know, maybe sneak on what the whole like vibe of the dress is. Anytime I show someone, it's really funny because anytime I show someone, I always get the same reaction, and the reaction is normally that it's like very editorial or like very Vogue, and I don't know, I love that. I'm personally fine with that. I didn't see it as that when I tried it on. I just saw it as a very unique and very me dress. So yeah, just to give you a little sneak, that's what a lot of people are saying about it. And also I wanted to talk about, you know, when I actually found it, I've had a lot of people ask me like, oh, did you cry? You know, did everyone cry? And I feel like I am pretty good at keeping my composure. I feel like my parents may have gotten a little teary-eyed, but I did not cry. I want to know if anyone else felt this way when they found their wedding dress. I felt like really confident and like, yes, this dress is just like awesome, like go me, this is gonna look fab. Like, I don't know, that's how I felt. I didn't really cry. I just kind of just felt like, hey, looking good, Shelby. One of the hardest parts, it seemed, was actually finding a venue, and luckily we did secure the venue that we liked the best and that we felt was the best fit for us. And if you're wondering which venue it is, it's actually the only one I shared touring on my channel, so if you want to go back and look, I did include small tidbits of the grounds and the venue that we did choose, but it's very garden-esque like I wanted. Just, you know, it's very classic, and it's not going to take a lot of decoration to just make it the look that we're going for, so that's also something I love. It just has a natural beauty within itself, so I don't really feel like we're gonna have to do a ton of decorating to make it look like how we want. So that was something I really enjoyed. There's also a bed and breakfast on the grounds, which is great because we can get ready there and it's indoors, and there's also a backup plan for rain. There is a really nice sheltered area that could be used for backup if it does rain. So yeah, the venue booked. I think we booked it a month and a half ago, something of that nature. But yeah, that was definitely a lot of stress lifted off of everyone after the venue was booked. So in one of the last updates I did, I talked about how I was really struggling to find a videographer for our budget or price range. And I obviously know that if you do amazing quality and your film is just awesome and you have great direction and vision, you can charge for that because you are a notch above other people. But when I started getting quotes for $10,000 and above, that was just too much. That was not something I ever expected to be quoted for. So I think until I did actually find my videographers, the cheapest price I was quoted was, I think, $6,000. So these were all people based pretty much out of Nashville. I did contact someone who was Nashville and Orlando both, but surprisingly they were the ones that quoted me $6,000. So that was just really discouraging because that was not even close to what we wanted to pay. But long story short, we did end up finding a videographer who I love. It's actually 3 people. And the way we found them was 2 people that I had went to high school with had gotten married this past summer, and they posted their wedding video on Facebook. And I watched it and I just really loved the direction that they took with it, and I think the people really did a great job of capturing the bride and the groom's style and just the essence and everything of that nature. So I got in contact with the bride and groom. We have mutual friends, and you know, I talked to them and I asked them how the videographers were, and they gave me great positive feedback. So I decided to contact them, and they are amazing quality and also amazing price. So our videographers, in case anyone is looking for someone in the Tennessee area, I think they do travel out of state as well. That would be something you'd have to discuss price-wise with them. But they are called Priority One Media, and they are based out of Chattanooga. So I will put the video of Carly and Nick's wedding. Hey Carly and Nick, I'm gonna bum your video for my video. But I'm gonna put their video down below, so if you guys want to watch it and just kind of get a vibe for how their video style is and how they record and film things, then it will be down below. So yeah, very excited that we did find our videographers, and I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do for our wedding video. I've mentioned several times that we do have our photographers booked. They are great friends of mine. I have worked with them for the past 6 years, ever since I started college basically, is when I met them, and I started doing makeup for some of their clients, and now I do makeup 3 or 4 times a week for, they do a lot of senior photography for, you know, high school and college seniors, and I do that weekly for them now. But I mean, it was like a no question, like no brainer. Before Will and I even got engaged, we knew that Zach and Sarah were gonna be our wedding photographers. So it was kind of like they were already booked, like even though we weren't engaged yet. So that was the first thing, pretty much one of the first things that we already had done, was we set the date with them, and their work is amazing. Again, they work pretty much all throughout Tennessee, mainly in Middle Tennessee and Nashville area, but I know they've done several weddings around the state in different areas. So of course I always have pictures to show you guys, and their links down below. Catering has been booked because my dad is actually cooking for our wedding. He is an amazing chef. He cooks for all kinds of gatherings that we have. People just come to him and have specific requests a lot of the times because he makes all kinds of different things. So for the actual menu for our wedding, it's just really going to be like down home country southern comfort food. Chicken and dumplings, probably like he's gonna do some barbecue. There's gonna be chicken and rice, which may not really sound like a very southern thing, but for our family it is. So chicken and rice gonna be on the menu, and then just a lot of really good sides, like, you know, mac and cheese, rolls, probably corn on the cob, things of that nature. So I know this is definitely going to be a challenge for him, but I know he'll have a lot of help with his friends and church members and people like that. So I think he's really excited to do it, and you know, I have offered to bring in people to help him, but you know, he says he can handle it, so I'm gonna trust him, and I already know the food's gonna be awesome. This is a task I've been working on for literally the past 3 months. I'm not even joking, maybe longer than that, and that is designing our save the dates. I have been using Minted for several years now for invitations and things of that nature, so I knew I wanted to use Minted to design our save the dates. And there's just so many options on there that you can choose from, so many different patterns and text and colors that you can use. It's a little overwhelming in the beginning, and you kind of have to go in and know the certain look that you're wanting. So I've been working on them for 3 months, and needless to say, it took me a while to figure out what picture and what design I wanted. I knew we were going with cards and magnets. So pretty much we've got magnets designated for, you know, like really, really close family members who will want to have something to keep. So, you know, like my grandmother and aunts and uncles. And then for people who may not want to like plaster our engagement pictures or our just pictures in general all over their refrigerator, we just stuck with actual, you know, save the date cards for them. So I finally did narrow down 2 designs. Our magnets are, by the way, our pictures that we're using for save the dates aren't our actual engagement pictures. These were pictures that Zach and Sarah took for us last year just to have and to hang up in our house. So these aren't our actual engagement pictures. We're not taking those till the end of this month. But so for the magnet save the date, I went with just one of my favorite pictures from that session Zach and Sarah did with us. I just think it just captures like the essence of Will and I, and I don't know, I thought it wasn't too, I didn't want to do like too lovey-dovey, because, you know, I didn't want to send that out to people and then people be like, okay, calm it down. And then our actual card save the date, in my opinion, is a little bit more artsy, a little bit more just focused on the, I don't know, I focused a lot on the theme of the card rather than you know, close-up pictures of Will and I. So this was a picture we took. Actually, it's behind our Kroger. Our Kroger has this massive pink wall behind it, and everybody uses it for pictures. I use it on my Instagram all the time. And Zach and Sarah just got this really just wide shot of us, and we're just kind of off in the corner, you know, like laughing and giggling. And then I wanted to make the center focus the date and the location and all of that fun stuff. So that is our card, and I actually chose petite cards instead of like the actual 5x8 size, because I just thought it was cute. They were also cheaper, and I just thought they were cute. So they're actually petite cards. They're a little bit smaller than a 5x8. So like I said, our engagement session is booked for the end of October, so we will be taking those soon. And something that just recently happened, literally 2 days ago, my bridesmaids and I decided on a bridesmaid's outfit, and this is all because Beholden had their end of summer sale. And basically, if you guys remember me talking about the skirts I wanted to use for the bridesmaids, those went down from $250 to $100. And so when I saw that, you know, I texted all my bridesmaids and I was like, we have to get on there, we have to get on there and get them, because they were selling out so fast. And as a matter of fact, the tops that we wanted with them, unfortunately, we're still missing one. There's a size that one of my bridesmaids needs that is out of stock, and a couple of my bridesmaids ordered in time to get them on back order, so they won't be shipping until the end of this month. but I swear to you that the top that we're using, it went live, and within an hour pretty much every single size was sold out. But luckily everybody has their outfits except for one girl. We've got to get her her top ordered, but I was assured by the Beholden customer service that they would come back in stock. They didn't give me a time, but they definitely said it would be before May. Alright guys, so that is it for this episode of Wedding Weekend. Again, leave me your suggestions and topics down below that you want me to touch on within the upcoming weeks. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave those down below as well, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!